Hello folks, in this video we're going to talk about one of Spyderco's most interesting tactical knife. I have here with me a pair of Spyderco C-36 Military. Now, just a little bit of background on this knife. It was developed based on a request from one of those people who work with the shadowy side of the US federal government. The guy actually rang up Spyderco to request for one of those large blades they have, the police, and he wanted something with a liner lock and a blackened blade. So a lot of thoughts was given into producing this knife, and the guys in Spyderco, particularly Sal Glasser and his team, came up with this model, the C-36. So what we have here is a blade that is well ahead of its time. You can see that there are several patterns here on the clip. At the time it came out, sometime in the mid-90s, the clip design where you mount the screws onto the handle is very different. And this knife can be taken apart for cleaning and for all the necessary maintenance you need to do in the field. When you pop up the blade, it has a couple of options. You can have it serrated or in plain edge. This is a knife that uses a very high tech steel, CPM 440V. CPM stands for Crucible Particle Metallurgy. It's a very high tech company supplying steel materials, and for knife making this is a premium quality item. So I'm just going to break down the features on this knife. Now what you see here is a very large round opening hole. This is larger by any standards in Spyderco's lineup. The reason why it's been done this way is meant for people opening wearing gloves. And on the hump there's actually texture here for better grip. And the whole knife here has just a small back spacer. This lightens the weight of the knife. And for opening and closing, there's actually a nested liner lock. When you pop it open, there's just a small part here that keeps the blade together. Now don't be alarmed by the size of the liner. It's actually quite strong. And to make it catch on a glove on your thumb, there's a tiny little teeth here on the liner lock to enable grip when you close it. I would like to say that the military was well ahead of its time when it came out. A lot of guys with big mitts like mine would love to have a knife like this, and this one has seen a lot of carry and action throughout the 90s. I have another one here which is actually housed on a neck sheath. This is Kydex. This is a plain edge blade. I love this because it's very well made, and it's flat ground, great for slicing and all those utility chores in the field. Just like the serrated version, you can see the textured ram features here, and the clip still has all the pattern and all that. So this one is blackened compared to this. Spyderco also came out with coated versions of the military. They have black coated blades, and then later on as the knife gains popularity, several variants came out. They're using designer steel. Some of this high-speed metal was used on this knife, and this was also one of the first knives that were actually issued to the Spyderco forum members. It has a Spyderco bug inlay here on the blade, and I think it was quite limited to maybe a couple of hundred for people who actually contributed in the Spyderco forums. I like to say that I'm really impressed with the performance of this knife, and one of the key ingredients, you know, in this ensuring the success of the military, it's the price point. It's not too expensive at the time. I got it from a local shop in Kuala Lumpur for slightly below 600 ringgit. I think at the time that was the most reasonable price you can pay for a high quality knife. High quality because it uses high grade materials like this G10 plastic, which is really strong. You know, it withstood a lot of abuse, and there's no breakage. And the steel material, CPM 440V, is pretty tough and one of the most durable steels around, and also quite easy to maintain. Once you dull it, you know, just give it a couple of whisks on a Spyderco triangle sharp maker, which I will get to that soon in another video. The knife is back in action. This knife is meant for some really heavy cutting, but it's not a pry bar. You can see a lot of people abusing their knife, breaking their tip. I never use this knife to pry open stuff. It's primarily a cutting tool, and something that I really appreciate having with me on my trips. I will talk about other variety of the military in the next video. So in a nutshell, this is the Spyderco C-36 Military. Thanks for watching.